Okay, so I'm home. I'm so tired. I'm fucking exhausted. But I had so much fun today. I'm laying in my hammock and I was writing in my journal 5 pages of things I'm grateful for. And I loved it. I felt like I could write like 30 more pages. Like it just kept coming out. Like some people were like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to write after 5 pages. And I was like, bro, what? You should sit in gratitude more often. But I also have my sacred smoke burning below me right now. So I'm doing like a little smoke cleanse. But it was so fun. I'm exhausted. We had an amazing book club thing, and then we all went to grab food at this place that has like Jamaican food, and for the longest time I've been trying to figure out where it was, and people kept telling me to go there, and then I realized it was literally at the bottom on a side street right next to my place. Oh, but I'm usually doing a million things and I didn't even think about it. But we went and had so much fun. And yeah, like look how pretty it is outside. Look how nice. It's so I'm sitting here in my bathing suit. What? Living the life. I just feel so grateful, you know what I mean? Like honestly, I never would have thought like years ago that I would end up here in Mexico, like by any means. And what's great is I feel so at home here, but also the people are amazing. Even folks who are traveling through, like we all feel super similarly about exploring, living life, not being like rigid with anything. Like they're just going wherever their heart wants to go. And it's amazing to be around them. And so many of them are like powerful entrepreneurs and creatives and healers who are just doing their thing, and just being able to sit there and listen to them speak, it's such an honor. And like you hit a moment in your life where you're like, did I just manifest like the coolest people who don't judge me whatsoever? Like even down to the littlest things, like they don't judge. We'll wait for each other. We're extremely mindful, super friendly, encouraging, loving, funny. Like it's so strange. And it's also because they understand what it's like to travel, and they understand what it's like to follow their dreams. And most of them were the people in their families who were the outcasts, like me, the black sheeps of the family. And so they're extremely open and extremely kind and love you exactly where you are and do their own thing. Like no one's gonna get upset if you just like need to leave, or like it just is what it is. Like there's no like, you know, like, oh, you shouldn't do that. It's like, no, like you should definitely follow your dreams. And even like today we had a little bit more of a heated conversation about ethics and billionaires and, and things like that. It was no harm done. Like everybody was chill, all of us giving hugs, like, okay, I'll see you, like who wants to eat, like let's go eat some food, and talking about our lives and just what we experience. And it's nice to feel this more often. And I just encourage everybody to get out and live the life that you are wanting to live. Even if you're wanting to travel, and let's say you can't travel right now, be curious about your city, be curious about what's around you. Can you take little trips? I was listening to this Ken Honda thing, and he was like, what if you even just get out and take the bus, or, you know, go to the end of town and come back, or go to a part of town you've never been to before. Like even that can be really inspiring and balancing to your energy. Or get out and talk to people and see what they do. And the fact that, you know, these people are amazing, and you know, we're going to K-pop movies and talking about the ethics of spirituality and encouraging each other to write books, and we're gonna go run up and down the stadium stairs. Like, it's like we all love doing similar things, which is what's so massively beautiful. And I still remember this part of my life where it was like, should I do this? Before I had healed my church hurt, before I had decided that I was going to surrender to the universe, or surrender to God, or surrender to this path, I questioned a lot. And even though I was still questioning life, I'm so happy that I took the moment to call in support from the spiritual realm and just gave in. Like, as hard as it was, as many times as I went to the hospital, got into a car accident, like houselessness, hardship, I would do it all again if it means I could live like this. Like, live with this kind of peace and bliss and freedom. And what's funny is that, you, in the beginning of your manifestation journey and your spiritual journey, you're constantly focusing on money and all these things. But the minute I didn't focus on that, and I focused on like being who I wanted to be and just being of service, and that idea of freedom and creating it for myself and becoming who I always saw myself to be, that was when the money started to come in. And that was when God was really like, stop worrying about money. Like, almost like, I hired you to do this, why are you doing that? Don't worry about it, just go wherever, and be loving. Like, you can literally make money being loving. How cool is that? You know what I mean? And there were parts of me in the past that was like, I didn't imagine my life would be like this. And while I imagined myself being further ahead in my career, right? Further ahead, whatever that looks like in a very ego way. You know what I mean? Like, when you're thinking about, oh, I should know this by then, or I should be this far along. I'm glad it has happened this way. Like, I'm so freaking happy, because I know so much peace even within all the times of not having money. Like, that I would not change. You know what I mean? And I see a lot of people who have a ton of money, and I used to be one of those people, super wealthy. I mean, I love my income now, but like, super wealthy, glamorous life, and I wasn't fucking happy. I wasn't happy at all. I was miserable. Not saying money can't make you happy, or like can't contribute to your happiness, like rest and all those things, because I feel like that is totally true. But I feel like I'm glad that my pieces landed the way that they did, so that I could understand a different level of peace. And here I've come across some people who are very wealthy and yet struggle to find peace and gratitude within the life that they live. And I remember being in that place. And so, like, experiencing hardship and grief and loss and sadness and divorce and near-death experiences, it's necessary. It's straight up necessary to be able to like feel bliss, because your ego sometimes needs certain circumstances to happen to it, so it like learns that you can still make it, and that you don't need to focus on just how much money you have in your account, obviously depending on your responsibilities and all those things, but on a basic level. And one of my teachers was also saying, like, he was also grateful that he didn't grow up super wealthy, because he had to learn how to make money, and that was an invaluable skill that not everybody learned. One of my engineers also said the same thing. She said, sometimes it's she's like, sometimes it's worse to have the money and to lose it and then learn how to make money than to just not have money and like learn your skills, because she was born into money, and when she was irresponsible, didn't know how to make money, the money was gone, and then she realized, oh my gosh, I don't know how to make money. And so be grateful wherever you are on your path, even if you feel like it's been a bit challenging, and you always make it. You always make it. And somehow you are always taken care of. And I know that's not the situation for everybody, but most cases, if you are still able to breathe, access water, have some place, hopefully, to lay your head, you can still express gratitude for what you have. Those are my little nuggets, and just a reminder to you all that life becomes exactly how you want it to be when you become who you want to be. Food for thought. But I will talk to you later. See ya, friends. Be sure to follow along.